So quick fire round now. The best coachee coach relationships and the ones you really hate.
Oh my God.
Who wants to start off?
Oh my goodness. I haven't hated any.
Okay. But the ones that are less good then.
Yeah, less good. Yeah.
So what's the best and what's the not so good?
I just think the ones where you're working with someone who's exceptional, you don't only have to believe it, but I mean, some of these guys are truly exceptional. It's a privilege to be working with them. And you've got that absolute trust, where they trust you to keep everything absolutely confidential, and you trust them and you talk about all sorts of things. And I just think that is a real privilege, and that is fantastic. And the ones that I like less, well, it's the ones that are paying lip service to it. They're turning up. They don't really think they've got anything to work on. They're fairly happy. They're fairly comfortable. And really, that's a bit of a waste of my time. So those are the ones that I don't want to do.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that. I love the privilege of working with clever, talented people. It is a privilege and it's often fun. And I think we need to have some fun and happiness with our clients. It's lovely to meet them. And I think the less interesting are not only, as you say, Terry, but also the people who feel they've been sent to coaching and don't want to be fixed. And actually that's not a joy. And that's, it does feel a bit of a waste of time.
Yeah.
Andy?
I like difficult people. I love it. I love it when someone tells me, "Oh, they're difficult. They're going to be really they're cynical." I kind of think, "Oh, good." I honestly do, because I think to myself, well, that's a good challenge. And I think, I actually quite enjoy when we're running a workshop as well. If someone says, "Oh, there's a really difficult participant," I love difficult participants. They bring a little bit of joy to me. I love the spice of it. And I remember walking into a senior guy, and I said to him, I'm your coach. He said, right, so you're going to play. It's the classic thing. So what are you going to do? Borrow my watch and tell me the time? He said. Coaching has never been any good value at all. And he gave me all this really negative stuff. I loved working with him because I thought to myself, well, I just take the challenge on, and I kind of enjoyed the fact that a few months later, he's really glad that we did it, and I think that gives you, a lot of comfort. The difficult ones are the ones who've got nothing to work on. They see coaching as a meeting for a chat. You talk to them, say, what are the issues you want to work on? And they go, well, really got any. And they think, well, okay, well, I wonder why we're here. And sometimes people do that. They just think, oh, I now have a coach. It's like a little badge of honor. But, they're not digging very deep to find out what they want to talk about. And we can't force them there. That makes it harder work. I wouldn't say I don't enjoy it, but, sometimes you have to dig a little deeper.
Yeah, that's such an interesting remark about you like difficult people. I often find I'm sort of matched for difference. So we've kind of got this tension of difference. And that can actually, on the face of it, be, this is going to be a little bit prickly. This might not work. But often there's a kind of richness, and it kind of comes a bit later on in the relationship. And, sometimes, you get surprising feedback not about you, but what it's done for them and how it's kind of tapped into something that they'd not really thought about. And that's what it's all about. Things that I don't enjoy. Yeah, it's like probably they're not taking it seriously is not the right word, because we understand and know the value that it can offer, and it's like, oh, just take it, just take it, no judgment here, guy, just take it. So, but you can only do so much.
I must say,
some are resistant, and you can't do much about that.
I must say, it is a deep privilege to work with very, very clever people and people who've achieved a great deal. It can be very challenging. Difficult people are difficult people. You go into somebody and you say, well, it's a session. I think we need at least 6 sessions. And so, what can you do in an hour? And you do get that. And then you get the famous, most infamous meeting I had between a coachee and his sponsor, who was a very well-known person and known for his colourful language. And as soon as I was introduced to him by the HR director, his first remark was that the sponsor was, well, who the F is this then? and what can you effing do for my number two here, who was standing there almost quivering? I said, well, I'm going to turn it, picking up the sort of zeitgeist, I said, I'm going to turn him into a superstar. And he looked at me, this rather small man, and he said, well, you must be an effing magician. And I said, I can assure you I am.
Brilliant.